This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, December 16th. I'm here with Al. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
What'd you bring me? The cold, apparently. It's 24 degrees.
Snowing outside.
Freezing outside. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay. I'm Tori. Let's get right to it. Well, you may have seen this commercial floating around your social media this weekend. That's because last week Hallmark pulled it after getting heat from a conservative advocacy group, 1 Million Moms. The group said that the ad by wedding planning company Zola, which features a lesbian couple kissing, wasn't, quote, family friendly. Well, now Hallmark is apologizing and plans to start airing the ad again, but Zola doesn't know if they'll advertise with Hallmark anymore. So Mike Perry, who is the head of Hallmark, which, by the way, has had lesbian TV made for movies. They have a whole brand of transitioning cards for people transitioning now, apologized. And what do you guys think about this move?
I think it's crazy contradictory because just in November in the Hollywood Reporter, the CEO of the Hallmark Channel,
Mike Perry,
right, and then the PR director both said, we're open to LGBTQ programming on our shows. So what are you doing here? You know, and to pull it down based on the advocacy from 1 Million Moms, nobody knows who was behind that, but somehow these women got in touch with the CEO and he felt very uncomfortable and immediately reacted. But then you had Ellen jumping on his back and so many celebrities, even Netflix mocking them. So it's really bad PR. They didn't talk about it on a Saturday before they made a quick decision.
I completely agree with you, Brandon.
I think it's going to work out in Hallmark's favor because if you think about it, yes, there's going to be that petition with the 1 Million Moms. There's that initial outcry, just like Peloton, the stock's going to drop, but then what happened? And just like Nike as well, what happened? After it drops, it rises again because they're being inclusive. Who cares about 1 million moms and whether they're worried about if their kids is going to go see some kid kissing? You know what I'm saying?
So why did they do it in the first place, you think? Why did they bend, Al?
Because it's old school.
But it's not. They're progressive.
But the people running these companies, that's what I keep telling you guys. You guys think that there's these young progressive people running these companies. These are old people. That's why we keep seeing stories where like there'll be a shirt that's offensive that slips through because or there's a bad culture there. It's because there's still old people involved. There was a young person, they'd be like, wait a second. What are we doing? A lot of our constituents are lesbian or don't care or are advocates for it.
Exactly.
But now I think Hallmark, once he stepped back, he realized he made a huge decision. But we need to stop letting these small amounts of people, there are not 1 million moms.
Guess what they say on the website?
How many
Guess what they say on the website? I was waiting for this. You ready? Quote, we are searching for 1 million moms.
There we go. Yeah.
There's about 170,000 subscribers.
There are YouTubers that have 10 times that.
And now Hallmark is working with GLAAD, the organization, trying to get Zola to get their ads back on there because they had 6 total, and they said we're only going to keep the heterosexual ads out of the 6. And they said no, we're out of here.
Well, let us know, guys. This topic is all over my feed. I'm sure it's over yours. We're going to read Facebook and YouTube. All your comments, so let us know. Well, moving on to this guy, disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein is speaking out. Even though more than 80 women are accusing him of sexual misconduct, he still calls himself, wait for it, an advocate. He says, quote, I feel like the forgotten man. I made more movies directed by women and about women than any filmmaker. And I'm talking about 30 years ago. I did it first. I pioneered it. But 23 of the women who reported his behavior, including Rose McGowan and Ashley Judd, are now hitting back in a joint statement. Quote, he says in a new interview he doesn't want to be forgotten. Well, he won't be. He'll be remembered as a sexual predator who took everything and deserves nothing. Mic drop in my mind.
You know what that sounded like just now when he said that? I gave y'all 30 years of my life. I gave you remix to ignition. That's what it is. He's trying to get you to remember the artist, not the man. We understand what he is. I mean, 80 allegations. Like, come on, dude. I don't care if you walk with a pimp cane. You're probably going to be thrown in jail. But before he does that, because he feels the heat, he's trying to remind you, I brought you Paid in Full. I brought you all of these great movies through the Weinstein Company. That's exactly what it sounds like.
To me, it sounds like somebody who has no self-awareness, egomaniac. He even said and named the things that he did for Gwyneth Paltrow, who allegedly was one of his victims. You know, he just really doesn't even care. And I think that this act, walking around with like his back is in pain, in my opinion, is just false. Everything about this just screams somebody.
Violins.
Right, exactly.
You know, it screams privilege, doesn't it? To say, like, I pioneered it. Man, you have no idea what you've done.
I think he is a reminder, just like so many others, that life is long, man. You think about if Bill Cosby had died in 1994, there'd probably be a statue. Think about Joe Paterno, how he left. There's so many people that were beloved their entire life until the truth came out. And he's going to fall right into that. We're going to look at him. We're not going to talk about Pulp Fiction or Jackie Brown or any of the things he's done. It's going to be how you're remembered, and he'll be remembered as the alleged rapist that he allegedly is. And so anybody that thinks that they're killing it and they think that they can act this way and never get caught, You now look at the most powerful man in Hollywood rolling himself out on a walker, disheveled shirt, unshaven. Bill Cosby in jail. R. Kelly on the outs in jail. All these people that Matt Lauer, where is he at? All the things that you thought you were killing it, eventually the truth bends towards you and you will get your day. And look at all these people.
Well said. Accountability. Well said. Well, after spending months on the defensive, actress Lori Loughlin is punching back.
Yeah.
She now claims the feds are hiding evidence that
hopefully not in that blazer.
could clear her name in a college admission scandal. I used to be a blazer person.
Yeah,
Loughlin
we all go through a blazer phase.
Yeah, and her husband, they are accused of paying money to a fake charity to get their daughter into college. Here's what they're saying. They both say the evidence in question would show that they believe the payments would be used for legitimate purposes, not as bribes. So both have pleaded not guilty to the charges. Does this change anyone's opinion? They have lost evidence about how they really knew it was a charity, even though they photographed their daughter in a crew position and they didn't play crew.
They're just like digging the hole deeper, man. Like, you know, you make a wrong decision, then you have to like double down and stick to it. That's what they're doing.
This strategy is failed from the beginning. I called it. I don't know what team of lawyers they got, and they spent $1 million, I bet.
You really did call it from the beginning.
It's a failed strategy, and you're right, Lindsay. The only role is to double down now. Man, they've lost.
But if they get off, I think we'll all be sitting here with our jaws to the floor.
Not all of us.
Oh, not all everybody
of us.
else.
Matter of fact, call the bookie right now because I'm ready to go down and say that she is not going. All it takes is for one juror to have reasonable doubt.
He's got a point.
No, he doesn't.
He does have a point. All you need is one person.
He does. I hear you. Now, let us know if you think there's a possibility. Also, XOOX says great R. Kelly impersonation.
That was really good.
I didn't know where you were going at first.
I don't want to be known for a good R. Kelly
Okay, I'm sorry.
You shouldn't have done it.
Sorry, you did it on live TV, buddy.
Sorry for the compliment.
Maybe don't do it on TV next time. Military officials are investigating.
Speaking about not doing something on TV.
Oh, yes. Okay, we've all seen this. These are students who display the so-called, and I'm going to say so-called and then explain why it isn't, white power symbol. It happened at the annual Army versus Navy football game on Saturday. President Trump was there as well during an ESPN live shot. Now, some are saying this gesture is an adolescent joke called the circle game. Others say the symbol forms the letters W and P, which stands for white power. If we played the full video, there are several times they're getting it into the shot. I don't even like doing it, pushing it in, then others do it. The Anti-Defamation League has called this a hate symbol, point blank, hard stop. It started as a 4chan hoax. It now is a symbol of absolute white supremacy and white power. I'm not playing this game of the circle game. I'm sorry.
It's really
I'm calling it out.
It'd be doing the Hail Hitler sign and saying, I was looking for a cat.
That's exactly
Stop it. It's offensive.
I agree with you.
I called this in real time. I was talking, I was on the road in Ann Arbor, Michigan this weekend. Shout out to the AA Showcase, had great shows there. And I was sitting in the bed watching the game, and me and my friend were on the phone, and I said, I'm looking at the white power symbol on live television on NBC during the Army-Navy game, being put on by a cadet. It wasn't a drunken fan. These are cadets several cadets. Because the one we just saw isn't the one that I took a screenshot of. I agree. There's another guy that does it as well. So, I mean, I'm not wasting my time with this foolishness. Like, well, sometimes he was just cleaning out the dirt under his nail and then we know what that is.
And the Army and Navy are just saying they're looking into it. I think that everybody wants a definitive answer. What are you going to do when you
We have an answer right now, Lindsay.
No, I mean, are you going to terminate them or not is what we're looking for. And I think that people, you know, it's scary because these people can go on and become future leaders and they're going to lead minorities, and that's the scariest part if you do nothing about it.
We're also going to get them guns.
But if you do something about it, then what are they going to do? They're going to go back into that background, and they're going to go from the mainstream.
I think they're super emboldened now.
This is going to be something that galvanizes that whole base.
The military is doing a full investigation, and I read their statement. They will be taking action. I bet these people are fully dishonorably discharged.
And then there's going to be a GoFundMe for them after to get them back in somewhere.
I just want them out of the military. Well, I need to get to this story. Newtown, Connecticut is celebrating with only seconds left on the clock. The high school football team One player actually had a brother who was killed in the Sandy Hook act. One person tweeted, 7 years ago was an unspeakably awful day. Sports are amazing sometimes.
The sports gods. You know, we sit up here, we talk about all these stories that just make us cry from time to time, but what are the ones that put the smiles on our faces the most? Sports. So congratulations to Newtown, and what a route.
Well done.
What a route.
Well done, and our thoughts and prayers are with you, absolutely.
Oh, more sports.
More sports. Happy for Brandon. Third baseman for the Atlanta Braves, Josh Donaldson, wanted to reward his mom for quitting smoking, and he did it in the most epic way possible. He bought her a Maserati. He says it's an early Christmas present, and her reaction does not disappoint.
You see that reaction? I remember my first check with the Miami Dolphins. I'm not gonna say how much it is. I gave my mom a $10,000 check from that, and said go, because she was the one who would go from 3 jobs, come pick me up, me and my brothers and sisters, take us to Pop Warner practices. She drove from Atlanta to Chattanooga when I was playing in the 1AA National Championship that year. She's been my biggest fan. So when I turned that over and gave it to her, and like to see her, just her eyes get so big and light up, I cried right there on the spot.
That's amazing.
Good on you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I bet he just saved his mother a lot of years of her life.
Yeah.
Right.
I got my mom a car, my first Daily Blast check.
Was it a Maserati?
It was a worse car than she was driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But I still got her a
Good
car.
job.
That still counts.
Good
I haven't had the opportunity to get my mom a
There
car
we go.
yet.
Jackie, we're thinking about
That's
you.
right.
DVL's live, and coming up, 2 loyal viewers are talking back their health and committing to Great Fit with our pro trainer's help. We're checking in on their progress. And you, the viewer, you're our 5th host. Former President Obama says women leaders aren't perfect, but they're better than men. Do you agree? We're sharing your comments coming up next.
There's a new...
Hi, DBL Nation. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us here on Daily Blast Live today. We're happy to have you with us. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, and I've got a lot of news coming up in Fast Blast, so stay tuned for that. Let's go to the table and continue talking to our host.
Abbott? No, I have Mike Perry who's the one who made the statement. No, so Abbott oversees Crown Media, which oversees the Hallmark Network. I was like, 'cause I didn't mean to say that he said it. I mean that Abbott came out and said that.
Lindsay
okay.
and Tori, do you want to tell the...
Oh, no, I was talking about the Hallmark situation. So the guy who oversees Crown Media, which is all the Hallmark different entities, said that he was open to LGBTQ programming in the future, which is completely contradictory to what they decided to do when they...
Hallmark CEO Mike Perry, is that him?
Maybe for Hallmark Cars, is what I'm saying. I think they're 2 different entities.
Oh, earlier this week a decision was made at Crown Media. I see. So thank you, Lindsay. So you're saying, so Crown owns Hallmark.
Yeah, Crown owns the channel.
I see, but Crown made the decision.
Right.
Not Hallmark.
That's who 1 Million Moms got in touch with the Abbott guy.
Oh.
And he oversees all Hallmark media entities, and they got in touch with him.
So it was Crown Media, the head
Right.
of Crown, that did it.
Right, exactly.
What a scumbag, can I say?
He apologized.
He did apologize, but I think it's so funny in 2019 to think that that would have worked. That like you're going to be okay taking down. And some people call it PDA. They were at their wedding. Yeah. Kissing. They were just
Call your wedding kiss PDA.
But I have a question for you guys.
I'm like, they were just saying Mazel Tov.
So, somebody said at Twitter, with Netflix attacking them immediately, what has Twitter culture become? I heard somebody on the news saying that earlier. Just like another network or company attacked Wendy's to McDonald's, and Twitter has become that instead of like good conversations.
That's what everything becomes. That's what everything becomes, I think.
Glad you explained the whole million mom.
Look at our Christmas decorations, huh?
Like
Yeah,
it.
they look good.
Okay, is everything okay with this?
You're very Farrah Fawcett today.
I'm trying to
I
be.
like
All
it.
right, thanks. Welcome back to DVL. It's time for 5th host. And former President Obama has y'all talking. He says men are to blame for the world's problems. And if every nation were run by a woman, quote, there would be a significant improvement in just about everything. And although women aren't perfect, they are indisputably better than men. End quote. Whoa. So DBL Nation, do y'all agree? Are female leaders better?
Okay, Tammy from Facebook says he's absolutely right. Women are better than men.
Race me.
Listen, dude, I can beat Brandon in a foot race. And also, some of the most effective leaders that I know are women, and so I'll say hats off. There's some great male leaders too, like the ones of our show, but I think that women are awesome. And it gets me mad because they always say women are going to be so emotional when they lead, but some women that I know are really harder than a lot of the guys.
And how angry have some people in this impeachment become where they're screaming and they say women are emotional? Good job.
There we go.
We're not taking it political right now.
Jimmy from Facebook says, well, why didn't he pull out and let Hillary win? It's easy to talk a good game when you're trying to please your radical liberal base, but your actions say different. Well, maybe he thought that he was going to be a great leader to this nation. But this is another thing driving that line in the sand. Like, does it have to be a woman? Does it have to be a man? That's why we have a democracy, to put whoever we have to put up against each other to see who's the most fit to win.
But might I add, is it a misogynistic democracy?
Not anymore. I don't think. Honestly, I don't really think. I mean, obviously it is, but at the same time, I think we're getting there to that point. That one day, regardless of your race, the better person is going to win.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I hope one day you're right.
Yeah. New Zealand.
I think, I know, but in places where you can do gerrymandering and redlining districts, you can decide who wins a race before it starts. Tori, please turn the volume off of your iPad. It's annoying me.
I can't because the button's stuck.
Well, I can just hear it. It's like I'm at a sports radio in the background.
You don't like hearing your own voice?
It's just like a little bit of chatter, not a lot, just a little.
It's annoying.
I didn't even know these things had volume on them.
It's not my fault the button's stuck.
Well, turn it off. Do something.
Okay. Thank you.
Lou from Facebook, Lou from Twitter says, why does one side have to be better than the other? Each one is different and good at other things. Lou, I'm going to come at you a little bit. I do think women are better. And I'll tell you why. Because first of all, they can withstand, if you just want to talk about a physical standpoint, they can withstand pain better than men. They also can raise a human being much better than men. I don't think that's up for this discussion. And empathy, which you need as a leader. We saw that that horrible mass murder in New Zealand. They have a female leader, and look how she embraced that country. She took that country. She hugged people. She helped that nation heal. If you look at just how societies have set themselves up, Hispanic, black, white, Italian, there's always a matriarch at the top of the family. You got Big Mama, you don't got Big Daddy. There's a reason. Everybody has a Big Mama because we know that she's going to make the right decision for the family.
What did Chris Rock say? If women were in charge, there'd be no more wars, but a lot of countries just not talking to each other.
Which would be fine.
Which would be way better.
I love that.
Coming up on DBL, 2 DBL viewers continue their Get Fit journey. We're checking back in to see how they're doing with some major lifestyle changes. Wow, he looks great.
How's it going, guys? So, what do you think? Can you get successful and buy your mom a car? My mom says she doesn't want a car. She wants to go on a big trip if I start to become like Oprah money. She wants me to take her to Greece. So, but you buy your mom a car. A lot of guys do this. This Donaldson guy said that his mom raised him. She was a single mom, and so he felt like he always wanted to do something like this for her. He had her throw the first pitch at one of his.
He's a baseball player?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
He like always has been embracing his mom. So this is like get healthier. I care about you. I'm buying your mom not a regular car, a Maserati, which I don't even know the price tag on that thing.
Or would you call it a Maserati? You know what I'm saying?
And he hello, bow on it.
Yeah, I like that.
I was like, I hope that I can only pray that a son that I have someday gets me a Maserati.
I think you'll be able to get yourself your own Maserati. Do you still want him to get you one?
I think it's just nice if my son's that successful that it's nothing. That
Would you want him to get you a house or a car?
I don't know. When I saw that Rihanna Oprah special and Oprah interviewed her and she surprised her mom with the house that they were doing the interview in, that was, her mom was in tears, and I think that would be insane. Yeah, Oprah was interviewing Rihanna, and then she's like, "Well, this is your house, mom." And Oprah's like, "Tell her," and she's like, "This is your house." Oh my God! And it was like,
I am Nicole Lynn Griffey.
My name is Matthew Felix.
I'm here because I need to lose weight and I need to be healthy.
My son is 5. His name's Evan, and I want to not only be there for when he's older, but be an active part of it.
Welcome back to DBL. As you've seen, we've been following Matthew and Nicole for nearly a month in our DBL Commit to Be Fit Challenge. We've teamed them up with a health coach and personal trainers, and their goal is significant weight loss in 12 weeks. But we all know lifestyle changes are never easy, and we're checking back in with them to see how they're holding up.
Load the hips.
I hate this machine. It never stops. I can tell you honestly that a weekend I thought this wasn't going to make it a month. All right, so we're here. It's race morning. Starting to wonder if this was a good idea.
I just got done watching my video and it's kind of upsetting to see how big I am.
I wanted to talk to you guys about failure. You can't even count on your hands anymore how many times you've tried and failed.
But when you see yourself, it's just different. It's just different. Whether I'm big or small, I just want to learn how to accept who I am.
I know that this time I have a lot of people helping. I have a lot of new information, and while some of it feels tedious and annoying, I think it's going to help build good long-term habits, I hope.
Did you add more weight on this one?
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that to you. I mean, I would, but I didn't.
I was at a buffet for a singing event. Although I couldn't pass up the grits, I'm pretty proud of myself.
These pants are 40s, and they're now so loose that I had to come home and dig out a pair of 38s.
I think I did pretty well today, given that it was Thanksgiving.
I feel at this point it's starting to really click in now. And what did you tell Daddy yesterday?
Less fat, and more muscle.
I think we're starting to see a transformation already, right, y'all? Right? Yeah, that's right. Keep it going, guys. And next week marks 1 month on this journey. And on Wednesday, we will check back in with Matthew and Nicole again as they step back on the scale. DBL Nation, you do not want to miss it. And if you want to take charge of your physical health, join our challenge and visit emilyschramm.com/DBL. Guess what? It's free 99. That means it's free, and we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Welcome back to Beauty Blast, y'all. I'm DeRay Banks, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and start this off right from the top. I want to go ahead and make sure that you guys know about the beauty assault you are making to the world, okay? Why are you not wearing blush? It's a real question. Why are we not wearing blush anymore, guys? Yes, this is the question of the day, and I have an answer for you as well. Now, so many of the times as a professional makeup artist, I go through life and I don't judge people. I just simply see people's faces and I think to myself, that's a beautiful face. That's a good face. She didn't try it. It's cool though, so that's none of my business. However, one thing that I see a lot of the times is women or men who do not utilize blush or bronzer. It's insane to me. Now, the reason why I get so many of us are afraid of looking like we're about to go to our little sister's church resuscitation, honey, looking like we're about to go see the revivery and having that big old wine blush on our cheeks, or hot pink if you may for some folks. I understand it can be really damaging to your dreams, to your whole lifestyle, and it can really put a damper on how you do your makeup in general. But that does not mean you can put the blush down, honey. It means that we need to utilize the blush in a different way. Now, my favorite way to apply blush is from the back to the front, honey. Yes, I said it like that, from the back to the front. Hey, but with that being said, this is going to help to make sure that you don't have a lot of heavy pigment directly on your cheeks and that you're not looking like a clown or like you got animal crackers in your soup, honey. Now, at the same time, you can always utilize a blush highlight. This is going to be something that has a little bit more of an illuminating factor, kind of like Orgasm or Dolce Vita from NARS, or even from like a Warm Soul from MAC Cosmetics. It's more of a mineralized blush. You don't have to use a super matte one just to get a little color on your cheeks. Now remember, it's kind of like having a Neapolitan ice cream on your cheekbones. You want a little bronzer here, a little blush here, and a little highlighter. I call it the icing, but a little highlighter just drizzle on top of everything to keep it looking cute. Now, for more Beauty Blast questions and for more Beauty Blast Police videos, make sure that you're watching right here at Daily Blast Live and write me or follow me at Jeray for the Slay on all social media platforms. Now, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Tesla is known for pushing the envelope when it comes to car technology, and its latest invention is a whole new take on the lowly windshield wiper. Let's connect the dots. Elon Musk's innovative car company has filed a patent to use lasers to clean windshields, burning off dirt and debris instead of wiping it off. In the patent application, Tesla calls out traditional wipers, calling them inefficient, leaving a wet windshield that's not entirely clean. The pulsed laser cleaning system will apparently not damage the eyes of anybody inside the vehicle. The system monitors the windshield for any dirt, and when it finds it, the laser zaps it right off. So while we may not have flying cars yet, it looks like we might get ones that shoot laser beams. And that is Connecting the Dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Al, what do we have?
All right, Tori, obviously the men, women leaders got people talking. Nora says, if that's the case, President Obama encouraged your wife to run for president and she should win. And speaking on the same topic, our boy Ricardo says, I'm all for the best person to lead personally. So I think that both, obviously everybody's different, but
I
wouldn't mind seeing a female president.
Well, they haven't had a lot of shots at that for sure. I will say in Finland, the 34-year-old Marin just became the premier, and she is the head of other 4 different parties, and they're all head by women, and they're all under 40.
Wow. I see our kids.
I
see our kids. That being that for the kids. That being the standard for our kids.
Let's see.
So,
yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good one, y'all.